Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the United Star. I have got Rishabh with me, and today we'll be talking about the latest transfer news surrounding Man United. We're going to talk about players like Christian Eriksen, Jesse Lingard, Dylan Levitt, Marcus Rojo, Erling Haaland, Jadon Sancho back in the news, back linked to United, and obviously our centre backs. Now, Rishabh, first, I just want to start off with Jesse Lingard because he looked like he's going to leave, but he was supposed to leave in the summer, but something didn't work out. And again, now apparently there are clubs from Italy, France, Spain, and even in the Premier League, there are players looking at him. What is the latest on that?
Yeah, all the past few days, Jesse Lingard has been heavily linked to Nice, which is in France. He's also been linked to Sheffield United, which has been happening from a long time. I think Lingard's preferred destination will be to stay in England because of like we all know he's facing problems. He has a lot of personal problems for which I think he will definitely prefer to stay in England. So I expect him to move to Sheffield United mostly. But if something does not materialize, maybe France or Italy are options.
Mhm.
Apparently, Inter Milan have already rejected the option because they're facing a bit of a financial crisis.
Hmm.
So I think he will be leaving, but his destination, we don't know much about that yet.
True. Personally, I think someone came out and said that Lingard would not want to play at Sheffield United, because he doesn't really want to be in a relegation battle at this point of his career. But interesting that you brought in the topic of Inter Milan because this is actually the second player I wanted to talk about, and that was Christian Eriksen. So again, somehow he's back to being linked with a return to the Premier League, and this time it's Manchester United. Obviously, we were in for him when he was at Spurs. He was arguably one of the best defenders in the league, best midfielders in the league. So, what do you think about this Christian Eriksen thing? Because there has been a report saying that it would be Donny van de Beek going to Inter Milan till the end of this season, and Christian Eriksen coming to the Premier League, coming to us. I think till the end of the season, obviously on a higher pay rise. So what do you think about that?
I think those rumors are not to be believed at all because we will be keeping Donald Week for sure. Yeah, it hasn't worked out for him as well as we expected. He scored a goal on his debut, and then we thought have a very prominent role in the side. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. My thinking behind the reason why Donny van de Beek hasn't worked out is because his competition is Bruno, and Bruno's going to start almost every game.
Mhm.
And when Donny van de Beek plays in a pivot, he always tends to drift out to the left, and he's making rounds into the box, and he won't offer the protection that our centre backs need. So
Mhm.
he will need time to try and adapt to that role, or maybe adapt to a different role in the team, try and get into the team or improve his discipline. So I don't see us selling Donny van de Beek. I think this player was brought in for a long-term thing. It wasn't meant to be an immediate sort of impact. So I expect us to keep him. Talking about Ericsson, I think most of the journalists that are reporting this are only reporting this because Ericsson was one of our most prominent targets before we signed Bruno Fernandes. But now that Bruno's here and we have Pogba already, we have Van de Beek, we have even Mata who can play at 10. I don't see Ericsson coming to United anytime soon.
True, true. Even I, when I read that, I was like, oh, you know what, this is not happening because, in my opinion, Ericsson has definitely flopped at Inter Milan. It One more player I wanted to get into this conversation, and of course, you just mentioned him, was Paul Pogba. Gary Neville, I think a couple of days back came out and said that uh, it is not a surprise that Donny van de Beek is not being played. He's probably brought in a season earlier to replace an outgoing Paul Pogba, who is apparently who will probably leave this club in the summer. And Fabrizio Romano has come out and said obviously he's 100% going to leave this club now. I mean, as much as I respect Fabrizio, and no offense to him, I this might change because we've seen that with Paul Pogba a lot. When we are going through a bad phase, his agent comes out and says shit that he's not going to be at the club anymore. And then when things get better, Pogba's like, oh, you know what, I might sign a contract. And then it went back to he's going to leave. So with Paul Pogba, you never know. But do you see Donny van de Beek as a replacement for Paul Pogba in case he leaves in the summer, or would you still cash that money you get for Pogba for a player like Jack Grealish?
I think if we sign Jack Grealish, it won't necessarily be to replace Paul Pogba. It will be maybe to say play Grealish on the left and then Rashford on the right, which sort of solves our problem with the creativity from the wide areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going a bit of ways to solve that.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, talking about Paul Pogba, I wanted to take this opportunity to really praise him. He deserves a lot of praise for how I've never seen him this dedicated to the club until his agent came and said all of this. He hasn't really said that he's going to leave United, but I think that is at the back of his mind. But he's got his reasons. He's playing some of the better football that we expect from him, and Ole has handled the situation extremely well. I think Paul Pogba's situation could significantly change if we put up a successful push for the title. Even though we don't necessarily win the title, if we are there and thereabouts, if we take it until the very end, I think it can really change how Pogba views the club. How Because again, now that we've got the team playing so well, transfer window is very crucial because we've made immense progress. We're almost in the running. We don't really know if we are still in a title race or not. Things are not clear. Season is topsy
Open.
turvy.
Yeah.
But Pogba, he's been a big plus. When Bruno has been man marked, Pogba is the one who's taking the responsibility, who's making us play, who's against Burnley. That's what he did. He scored the winning goal, got us to the top. So I think sort of keep building on the progress. It's better if we don't sell Pogba and buy another player and then build again, build again, build again. So it depends on what Pogba views because Juventus aren't doing particularly well right now.
Mm-hmm.
Their best player is aging, and their best defenders are aging. Only they have got Delict who's very young, but Bonucci is aging, and they're not performing well at all. And Real Madrid apparently do not want him. So I think Pogba's situation is very possibly up for change.
True. Coming back to this whole, the whole playing wide thing. Jadon Sancho again, he's back in the news. A report saying that for the third year running, this board is going to go in for Jadon Sancho because they have not given up. Um, my honest opinion on that would be you've brought in two right wingers who are supposed to be the next big thing. Ahmad Diallo is supposed to be the next big thing. He's supposed to be the next Messi. He plays like Messi, like his former captain Papu Gomez said. um, if Ahmad Diallo lives up to the hype that's being created, would you go in for Sancho and get him in, or would you use that money, save the Sancho money, and go and buy Grealish? Because, like you said, if we buy Grealish, Grealish plays on the left wing, which takes Rashford on the right, and we are basically set there.
Yeah, I would definitely go in for Sancho because the only issue I see with Jack Grealish is Rashford is very ineffective on the right wing. He is not, he's I think half the player that he is when he plays on the left.
Mm-hmm.
When he's playing on the right, he's half the player that he is when he's playing on the left. So to maximize both Rashford you maximize Rashford and the new signing that we're bringing in, I think Sancho is the better option. Yeah, Grealish is a wonderful player, and I'd love to have him at United, but sometimes you have to look at the system. So Sancho is obviously, he is struggling, but I don't think we should look at that. Form is, form is a very misleading factor. We've seen Jadon Sancho's qualities. What he can do. He can create. He can score. He can do a lot of things. So I think Sancho is definitely the one we should go for. And if at all we don't get Sancho, I think we should look. I mean, there have been no signs that we are looking for this, but we should look to Pedro Neto because, as we saw against Liverpool,
Mhm.
when we were playing our bit of football and we got the ball, Rashford was in space. He kept losing the ball while driving forward. We need somebody in those tight games that can carry the ball forward. We don't necessarily have that because even our fullbacks, Luke Shaw, he can somewhat do it, but not that much. Rashford also 50-50. But
Mhm.
Sancho or Pedro Neto or even a Jack Grealish are, they specialize at this. So we definitely need that factor. So because of that, I would go in for Sancho.
Fair, fair. And now coming to Sancho's compatriot at Borussia Dortmund, a striker we were obviously dreaming about last January, and that is Erling Haaland. Reports have come out that Chelsea are going to go all in for this player. I'm sorry, this is hilarious. So yeah, Chelsea are supposed to go all in for Erling Haaland in the summer after splashing almost, I don't know, 1 trillion in the last summer. Would you still take Haaland? I would personally still take Haaland at the club. However, many fans would agree that one main problem is there between Haaland and United, and that is obviously Mino Raiola.
Yeah, so Erling Haaland, I would also definitely take him at United. But I think we can keep that transfer, we can leave it for this summer and we can go on for him next summer because his release clause is kicking in. So when the release clause kicks in, the thing comes down to who's willing to pay, the
Mhm.
wages, who's willing to pay the agent fees, and who's willing to, who Haaland wants to join at the end of the day. So
Mhm.
I think when we bring in Sancho, if at all we bring in a player of a quality of player like a Sancho or a Grealish, that automatically increases Haaland's incentive. So Haaland is a player that he's mapping out his career based on maximizing his own potential. He doesn't, he's not looking at what club he wants to go to emotionally. He's looking at it tactically, what system would fit him, what kind of, where he's going to thrive, where he gets trophies, where can he be the next big thing. So when we bring in quality players around him and he knows, yeah, I'm going to get the chances at United, we're going to be fighting for trophies, we're going to be right up there. And Haaland is a young guy, so he will develop with the team. So I think he would love to come to United for sure. Chelsea is a very fickle-minded club. They buy players, they keep buying players, they keep selling players, they keep changing managers. So at the end of the day, at Chelsea, at one shot, you would expect only a short period of success. Whereas you won't be looking at building the whole long-term project that we're doing at United. So I think that gives Haaland incentive to join United. Or I think the only options for him would be United or Bayern Munich if they choose to replace Lewandowski, or if he goes to Real Madrid, which I don't think will happen because they have their sights focused on Mbappe. So, and talking about Mino Raiola, obviously, the relationship is a bit strained, a lot
Yeah.
strained, obviously. But if Paul Pogba ends up staying, I think that shuts Raiola up for the next 2 years at least. And at that time, when he would want to bring Haaland in, he wouldn't care whether it's Manchester United or not, as long as he is getting cash, filled into his pockets. So he wouldn't give a shit. And also talking about Haaland's Norwegian connection, Haaland and his family all have a very good relationship with Oli. Oli has a project; he's doing really well. So if we keep our progress, I think Haaland will want to join, and I would definitely take him because we need a proper number 9.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Haaland actually started his career at Molde when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the manager there. So, a couple of weeks back, Fabrizio Romano, obviously the most credible journalist in relation to transfers and all, he came out and said that for the Haaland deal, Solskjaer actually flew and went to talk to Haaland, but unfortunately the deal could not happen. Um, Coming to the defense, which I think a majority of this fan base has a problem with, people feel that this Maguire Lindelof partnership is not that great, but a partnership with Eric Bailly, be it Maguire, be it Lindelof. Look, I just want to get this thing clear with whoever's watching. Um, there is a difference between individual players and a partnership. Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof are no doubt really good players, but that partnership is not that great. Eric Bailly, on the other hand, is also a really good player, but when he plays alongside a Maguire or when he plays alongside a Lindelof, you can see the impact that is being created on the team, and that is somewhat makes that whole partnership a lot better. Now, when people talk about a partner to Maguire, they often talk about a fast, preferably left-footed centre back. Um, and I think everyone's sights were on Dio Upamecano in this summer, unfortunately, which obviously fell through. Um, Reports have come out that the board do not like the look of Upamecano because there are some issues with the mobility of him, and they are basing all of that on the final defeat against us, obviously. So, what do you think about that? I think Upamecano's destination is going to be Bayern Munich. I think it's going to be Bayern Munich in the summer. But if we have a chance, should we do this deal?
I think no. I differ from other United fans that want Upamecano. I think we need a different player. With all respect to Upamecano, he's a very good centre back, but I don't think he is that top player because against us, in the Champions League, he looked very, very average. And in the Bundesliga, also, he has not been anything substantial this season. As per our targets, who we should be pursuing. Right now, even I don't have a clear idea of who we should be going for because we need a particularly fast player again with Maguire to partner with Maguire because on the cover because Maguire tends to drive with the ball and go up the field. So we need a covering player. And talking about a left-footed centre back, I think that would be a horrible idea because Harry Maguire is very, very comfortable on the left side of defense. He has played all his football there. He used to play on the left for Hull City. He played on the center in a back three for Sheffield United, but he played on the left for Hull. He played on the left of a back for even Leicester,
Leicester.
and Johnny Evans, who was his partner at Leicester. So Johnny Evans wasn't particularly fast, but they formed a solid partnership. And Johnny Evans was somebody who predominantly played on the left. Even for United, a lot of the times he was the left-sided centre back. So
Hmm.
for somebody, and for West Brom at times, he even lined up at left back. So for somebody who was such a left-sided player, to be moved to the right for Maguire to play there just shows how much comfortable Maguire is at that position, because of which he's being played there. So I think we should look for somebody on the right of Maguire for sure. Somebody similar to a Eric Bailly, but more reliable, I would say. Right now, I think Upamecano should not be the one we should go for. But until the end of the season, we can obviously see what he does in the Bundesliga and whether or not, we can change our minds about that.
Hmm.
So I think, the name of Ozcan Kabak has been thrown
Yeah.
around, and he isn't also a particularly fast player. So it's the centre back situation is vexing right now, and maybe hopefully in the weeks leading up to the summer we get more information and we get more yeah, we are more knowledgeable about the targets that we're pursuing.
True. So my final question is: these two players are two of the most highly rated players in the youth academy, and that is Tiden Mengi and Dylan Levitt. Both are being looked at by Premier League clubs and League One clubs and Championship clubs for a loan till the end of the season. Would this be a good idea for their career, or should we first give them a try in the first team and then send them on loan?
I think for Dylan Levitt a loan is very, very ideal. He's not
Hmm.
getting anywhere near the team right now. Even Donny van de Beek can't get into the team. There's no chance for him to get into the team right now. Obviously he went to Charlton, but stacked in midfield, apparently, according to the manager.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't get his chances. He will be moving, if at all he goes out on loan, he will be moving to the League One. And I think it would be a good experience for him to develop physically. And he is probably, if at all he makes it at United in the first team, he's probably 2 or 3 loan spells short of doing that. He will probably take more than a loan.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, Dylan Levitt, I think we should start owning him out from right now. And Tyrion Mengi, I think, it was supposed to, we were hoping that it would be somewhat of a Brandon Williams kind of situation with him where he's already brought into the team and he's slowly getting games. But in the academy, he's been very, mistake prone. He's made a lot of mistakes. He has not been particularly great. So because of which, and he's obviously a very young centre back. He's only 18. He's playing for the under 23s. It takes time. So I think if we keep him for the rest of the season in the academy, help him develop, stay with the coaches. Maybe the coaches can help him out, and then we look to loan him out maybe in the next season where he can go get first team experience, and then he can come back and fight for a place at United.
True. So, guys, that was it. This is our opinions on the rumors and the possible transfers that are going to happen. What are your guys' opinions? Please get down in the comments below, and we will see you soon.